Oh.
A modern podcast where Chris and Mike talk about TV, movies, superheroes, and everything in between. It's time for Superhero Slate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name's Chris Dillard.
And my name's Mike Royer.
And this week, we know Daredevil's return date,
Mm-hmm.
Fox's mutant future,
Yes.
extra Doctor Strange images,
Mm-hmm.
and more.
And I'm sick.
You're sick. You're totes sick, bro.
This is what I do for the show. This is what I do for the fans. I have my medicine right in front of me. You can hear it shaking around in the box. I only got one little pill left. So luckily my wife is going to venture out into the non-snowy wilderness of Southern California to get me more medicine later.
I was going to say, I'm stuck with snow and ice. I bought salt for my driveway for the first time ever. I've never had to buy salt in my life, and I had to go do it for the first time today. And you're sick, and, you can't slow the slate down, man. We just keep on chucking.
You can't slow us down. Whether there is sleet, you can't slow down the slate. This episode is it's physically and literally brought to you by Aleve D, sinus and cold, because it's the only thing keeping me going.
The views in this podcast do not represent the views of Aleve, or whatever they say.
No, but I mean, this is a damn fine product. If there was a pharmaceutical sponsor for podcasts, I've yet to come across one, except for those weird supplements that don't really hold any scientific weight. But I would let Aleve sponsor us. They're technically, I guess it's Bayer, but this medicine's good as hell. I mean, it's like a blue box. This is just for anybody out there. It's that time of the year where people start to get sick. Aleve D, cold and sinus, all day strong. It's 12 hours. It's depending on your state, it might be behind the counter. It's non-drowsy. Shit's good is basically what I'm trying to say. It's gonna get me through the next hour.
All right. Well, I'll be here for you, man. I'm here for you. Not physically, but spiritually.
Well, don't worry. If you're not here, you got a backup, and that is Kroger's quality guaranteed sore throat spray. It's cherry flavored, fast relief. Makes my mouth a little numb, but I'm ready. This is what I do for the show.
It's what you do, and that's how we started off, was with the spray there.
Yeah.
I didn't get to tell you this yet. Maybe I told you this on text, but I saw The Hateful Eight yesterday.
Yeah. How I guess give me a little mini review, because this isn't something that usually pops up into our topics, but
right. So I'm a big Tarantino fan. Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite movies, and I just like, as a film person myself, I just like what he does. And this one surprised me. I expected something way more weighty and serious. And this is a good mixture of Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
It pretty much takes place in one place, a snowed-in cabin. And I really, really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to anybody who wants to see it. Go see it in theaters, because I think it lends itself to that. Because it feels like an old 60s, 70s Western at some points, and that lends to it rather than just watching it at home, kind of in passing.
Well, that's good to know. To know. Tarantino, I have liked all of his films. I'm usually not the one rushing out to the theater to see his stuff, but since you said this might be good on a big screen, I might have to go see it. Yeah,
it was shot in Ultra 70 Panavision, which is a film camera that's one of the best ones used. So if you can see one of the actual film projector versions, I would like to hear, if anyone does, I'd like to hear what they think of that, because I can't. There's not one here where I live. But oh well. I just want to kind of get that out there. I'm hey, I know it's I guess it's an award season movie, but it was really, really entertaining and enjoyable. And yeah, so well, how about we get into the news? Let's talk about a movie Mike really enjoys.
What's that?
Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars. I'm already making my plans for seeing it for a third time. my wife liked the movie, but obviously she's not a huge gigantic nerd like I am. She is in her own respects, but just the other day she said she was ready to see it for a second time because she needed a little bit more space. Unlike us or unlike you that could see it back to back in the same night. So she's ready to see it again. So we're making plans to go see it in the big IMAX 3D theater. So I'll see it in 3D for the first time.
Well, that's awesome. That'll be fun. I know you have a sore throat, so I'm glad we didn't have a Star Wars roll call there. And
God, no.
That would put you out for the rest of the show.
You would have had to cut it out of a previous episode. It would have had to been some editing magic.
Yeah. So I just kind of want to give you an update on Force Awakens is number 1 domestically, and it's the first film that crossed 800 million domestically ever. So I think that's really awesome. There's a change.org petition to have George Lucas direct episode 9. Not the next one, the very last one.
What is wrong with people? I don't understand.
I don't think anyone's going to get there. I mean, there's all sorts of change.org petitions. My favorite one for Star Wars is to have MC Chris, who did the... He does like rap about nerd stuff.
Like nerd rap.
Yeah, he has a bunch of... his most famous song is Fett's Vet. About Boba Fett, but he does a bunch of Star Wars stuff. There's songs about IG-88 and Dengar and all these other ones. But they want him to be have a cameo in one of the future movies because of all that.
That would be pretty funny.
And I like him. He's actually going to be in Louisville on my birthday and in Chicago that following weekend. So I might try to see him one of those 2 days.
Oh, you gotta go give it a shot. Go give it a shot, man.
Yeah, but I don't think George Lucas should come back for episode 9.
I think that's just silly. I don't understand why anybody would put that petition up. But speaking of all the money that it's making, it's up to number 3 all time. I don't know if it quite got there the last time we were talking about the movie, but it's sitting at about 1.7 now, 1.7 billion.
It definitely did, and I still don't think it's open in China yet.
I think it just opened, but in China it opened on Saturday, so it didn't have a Friday opening. So I think we've only had numbers of 1 day so far. So it's just starting over there, I think.
Okay, yeah. So it did. It opened. What did you say on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It's the best Saturday and Sunday opening ever. I just looked it up. Oh. So that's pretty awesome. Record breaking. We
need that China bump to get over Titanic. I think there's a really good chance that we will get over Titanic because we're already in the high 1 billions and Titanic is in the low 2 billions. So we got a little bit more to go. Avatar is going to be a whole nother story. Who knows? But I think we're going to tackle that Titanic.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the problem, again, we're going to come in with is that Avatar was in theaters for 34 weeks.
Yeah, we got to find a way to beat that.
And in theory, this movie comes out after 16 weeks on DVD. So how does that affect that? Yeah. But I mean that brings me to my next point on the DVD Blu-ray release. There are deleted scenes going to be included.
Ooh.
But there is no director's / extended cut.
Oh, well, that kind of makes you wonder if the deleted scenes are going to be worth it. Were they cut to save time, or were they cut because they're no good? Because that's usually how deleted scenes go. They're cut because, oh yeah, that didn't really need to be in the movie.
Yeah, I think the one of the things is that where it saved time is Age of Ultron scenes. A lot of those were just to cut the movie down because it's so big. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see that. I think the idea of directors / extended cuts has kind of gone away. I don't think we'll ever see that again. Because again, we're in a universe now where canon matters. If they release this and then a director's cut later, which one is canon?
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to just the type of movie it is in general. A lot of these superhero big budget summertime movies are more lended to they're more like studio productions. It's not so much of one director's vision as it is a whole studio's vision, and the director's just helping them get the best thing that they can. If it was kind of a more just independent thing, we could see a director's cut there. But yeah, like you said, we can't mess with the canon. We're all going to get super confused.
Yeah, I mean, in 20 years, they'll revisit it with their special editions of the new trilogy and put in things that they couldn't put in at the time. No, I'm kidding. But that kind of brings me. It's a similar thing that we have with the X-Men cinematic universe with Days of Future Past when they released the Rogue Cut. Which one? I guess the official release is the one, but they have the Rogue Cut now too, which could confuse people. And also brings me to the next thing: an X-Men cinematic universe picture.
Yeah, they're uniting on all fronts.
Yes. So this photo was taken at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and we kind of saw it like out of context. But Empire has hired someone to illustrate behind the photo, and it looks like the Cerebro danger room kind of place in the X-Men mansion. But what's interesting here is they still have Channing Tatum as Gambit. They're really pushing this forward.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of surprising because that's the one thing that I really picked out. Well, first of all, I had to get over kind of the bizarre kind of Photoshop job because you can, when I first saw this, it came across through unofficial sources. I think maybe it popped up through my news feed from some random page. And it looked like someone just found all of these random pictures of these actors and photoshopped it together. And then I saw that was an official thing, and I was like, oh, that's kind of unfortunate. But it kind of looks like they had to take all of these pictures in different locations at different times and stitch it all together. But after I got over that, that's the one thing I did notice. I was like, okay, so Channing Tatum is kind of officially being added to this roster, and we haven't heard any news about this movie that's supposed to come out towards the end of the year.
Yeah, so it's funny that you mentioned that because this actually was a picture taken together. They didn't actually they took them all at the same time, but they've rearranged the people in the photo.
Yeah, it definitely does not look like they have been staged and not moved. They have definitely been moved.
The original one also included the Fantastic Four.
Oh, it did? Really?
Which they've taken out and added in Deadpool. Deadpool's in there. I'm sorry, but some different stuff. So yeah, they've tweaked it a little bit, but some of it was at the same time. So it's weird. You're right. But yeah, Channing Tatum as Gambit, he was in The Hateful Eight, wearing a Gambit T-shirt. Everyone's in fine clothes except him in his T-shirt and jeans. And I'm like, I don't want to see this movie.
Channing Tatum, they just need to put out something to prove to us that he's going to be able to accomplish Gambit. And not even just Gambit. Even if they found the best actor out there who can embody Gambit from head to toe, it still doesn't solve our problem of, do we think Gambit can even hold down his own movie? So who knows?
It's a whole different argument for a whole different day.
Either way, it's just kind of cool to look at the photo in general. Just seeing them all together, it's kind of the X-Men really does kind of have a really big universe.
Yeah, they do. And again, Fantastic Four may be out of the picture for good. So
yeah, I mean, if the reports hold true, and they were supposed to be in this photo and they're not, they are gone. It's official.
Yeah. So that brings me to Deadpool. Since he's in the photo, we're going to talk about him.
Yeah, man,
some information
Deadpool.
About the movie. We are a month away this week. In 2 days, we are a month away. Can you believe that?
I got to see if I can even buy my tickets yet.
That's a good question. I haven't heard anything about that. But in the movie, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, much like his character does in the comic books.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, he does that. He does that in the trailer too. I saw it over the weekend. Where he's upside down. He's like, "Did I leave the oven on?" Hilarious. However, Wade Wilson, the human version before he gets all his mutant powers, does not break the fourth wall. Okay, so they kind of distinguish between these. How meta is this movie? What does he know? Does he know he's played by Ryan Reynolds in a movie about a character? Or it's Deadpool. It's going to be cerebral to a point, but I think it'll be hilarious. I'm really, really looking forward to this.
Yeah, we just got to see if we can get those tickets anytime soon.
Yeah, that is a good question. We'll have to look into that. And one of the characters in the movie we talked about a few weeks ago is Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who at one of our photos that we shared is in a New Mutants outfit from the comic books. That brings me to, we have an update on the New Mutants film that Fox is still producing.
Okay.
That it will be a young adult type film.
Oh, okay.
So I think that means the age group of the people, the main focus is going to be kind of like First Class minus Professor X and Magneto level.
Yeah, they're just going to keep it, I guess, teenage headed and teenage run.
Yeah, mutants, teenage kids, like, coming of age, learning to use their mutant powers for the first time. Maybe they're in a maze, running around, an X-Men Maze Runner kind of deal, or maybe they're in the Hungry Games. I don't know.
I don't think any of that's going to happen, but...
No, I don't either, but that's what I think of when I think young adult movie.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I think, too. You're kind of right, where there's not really going to be a Professor X. There's not going to be a big adult telling them what to do. They're going to be on their own.
Yeah, either way, I'm kind of excited. I'm glad they're embracing the mutant universe rather than just focusing on a strict set of linear films.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to. I mean, this is like the longest running superhero series, and they've really mined all the really, really good stuff. This is almost kind of like, if X-Men had to have phases like Marvel did, it's almost like Fox and X-Men are they're in their phase 5 already. This is maybe what we can expect from Marvel in the future, where you just kind of start branching out and doing different things because you don't really have much of an option.
I think Marvel already kind of hit that point whenever they started with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think they're going a little farther. But yeah, I think you're right. Fox is in a different phase, but they've also, made a lot of missteps along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely. I think something I want to do for X-Men Apocalypse is maybe do a one-a-week X-Men movie leading up to that. Because I did that for Age of Ultron, and that worked out great. I don't want to do it for Captain America because that's just too much time.
Yeah.
But I mean, every big event film, and I think Apocalypse deserves itself as an event film. So I might find one a week on an X-Men movie and find out when I need to start to do that. I think it'll probably be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, you might want to start tomorrow.
Yeah. I might. And in the meantime, we'll get some more information on these Fox X-Men TV shows. Another branch are going down.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about this.
So Legion is one of this is the FX show they're making on Mutants from Fox, and they've already cast the lead role, not Legion, but a female role.
Yeah,
as Rachel Keller is the actress's name. She's in Fargo season 2, and her powers, she does have some abilities. They involve human touch. I don't think it's rogue, but it could definitely lend itself to something like maybe she can view the memories of somebody she touches or something else. But I don't think she absorbs their energy like Rogue does.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rachel Keller, I don't know her other than Fargo season 2, and I haven't watched it. I just kind of read that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hell, if they're starting to cast for it, that makes it even realer. I mean, I think we're talking about another show later on in this episode that ended up not getting off the ground, but it seems like this one's getting off the ground.
We got a lot of TV news this week, actually. I think this is there's we got to see if we're going to start doing these by fall of 2016.
Yeah, some shows died, some shows came back from the dead.
Yeah, and Legion's one of them I'm excited for. The other one, the Hellfire Club show.
Yeah, we haven't heard it.
I'm not much on that one, I guess, because we saw a lot of that in First Class, but I mean, they could still sell me on it.
Yeah, and we haven't heard anything from that yet, so I'm expecting we should get something soon if that's supposed to be kind of paired with Legion in some way.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they've got... I mean, Legion is the one that's probably going to be the hardest to do and probably the most true, and I'm glad they're not waiting around on it till last minute. Which brings me to another newly announced show we've talked about, but they've ordered a pilot for it, is Marvel's Most Wanted.
Yeah, this has kind of been all over the place. It's been announced, and then I don't think it was officially canned, but we've never really known if this was going to be a show or not until today.
Yeah, so Marvel's Most Wanted is ABC's ordered the pilot for production per the president of ABC Studios, but it's not a spin-off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it continues the Mockingbird Lance Hunter story as they kind of go on and do other stuff outside of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I don't know how that doesn't make it a spin-off, but maybe that's just my misinterpretation of the word.
Yeah, because with spin-off, when I hear the word spin-off, I think of either the show is ending and some characters are continuing on in some fashion, or the show keeps going and those characters leave the show. So if they're trying to specifically say it's not a spin-off, are they trying to say that that these characters are going to stay on S.H.I.E.L.D.? So that makes me think: is this show gonna be maybe placed in the past, maybe before they kind of joined up with the whole crew and Shield, or?
Well, I have information. I think it's the future because they say that they will leave the show for a while, but that does not mean they won't return.
I see what you're saying.
From time to time. I still think that means spinoff. It is a byproduct of a larger product. But I think it's going to be going forward in the future as we go forward.
Yeah, so my opinions about this is I don't see this working well if it's going to be like a crazy 23 episode order. I can't imagine this being like a full year type of show. I imagine it kind of in line with Agent Carter.
So,
I can't imagine these characters carrying a full real season.
You are completely correct. Here's my theory: is we get Shield in the fall, Agent Carter in the winter, Shield returns in the spring, and Most Wanted carries over in the summer.
Yeah, so that's
get a full year of Marvel in rotation.
Yeah, that's kind of what makes me okay with it. So we've talked about this show idea before, and albeit we talked about it before I started liking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again, so I was not too excited about it because I wasn't hot on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time. I didn't really care about these other characters that really weren't super interesting. And I'm still not super excited about it, but I like the idea that it's not really competing with anything else. It's just going to be a summertime show. It gives us something to watch. At least we get to catch up a little bit more with the Marvel Universe. I'm okay with it.
Mockingbird, I think, and Lance are probably the two best choices for this. Mockingbird, she kicks ass. Like, honestly, I think she's up there with Black Widow level. And then Lance he's just got that humor, like, down to a T. I think he provides a great humor while also still being able to kind of stand his own, as you saw in that episode where he had to like do Fight Club with Hydra. So these two are probably the better choices. I don't want to see like I honestly, as much as I love Inhumans, I don't want to see an Inhuman spinoff show.
Yeah, from what I've heard, that this show is going to be, I guess, somewhere along the lines of like Monster of a Week type deal, where they're going to be tackling a different villain every week. I don't know if I like that idea so much. I kind of wish it was like maybe like just a really cool spy story that spanned 8 episodes. But I guess we'll just have to see what we get.
It could change by the time they get to actual production. So we'll cross our fingers and keep you guys updated on the show.
Yeah, for sure. But it's real. It's alive. I was surprised.
Yeah. What else is alive? Daredevil Season 2. This is our biggest news of the week, I feel.
Yeah, I'm excited. Even though, I don't know, it's big news, but it's slightly underwhelming for me.
So, for me, this is it. We got a new trailer and our first poster of Daredevil Season 2. With this trailer, there's no new footage, which blows.
That's the underwhelming part.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say it's a Season 2 trailer when almost everything in it is just stuff from the first season. It's almost like a Season 1 wrap-up trailer.
Yeah, it is. It's a recap of Season 1. The poster is the same thing. There's actually 2 posters. Both just show the same things from Season 1. Kind of like, where did we get here? How did we get here kind of deal. But the big thing is Daredevil Season 2 premieres March 18th.
Yeah, that's the big deal, and that's exciting.
We were speculating March 25th that it was going to land on the same day as Batman v Superman, which wouldn't have been a smart choice, but you never know. But this is 11 months, like a month sooner than I fully expected it to land on, because we were thinking April. Yeah,
March is going to be a great month. This is exciting.
Yeah, so we have no new footage yet. I think they're gonna. I think honestly, it's gonna probably follow the Jessica Jones / Daredevil Season 1. Within a month of the release, they'll start really pushing it, and we'll start seeing new stuff and more Punisher things. I think, and I'm really excited. Thrilled Daredevil's coming back so quick. Like I said, we just finished it last week with my fiance. She liked it, and I'm glad she doesn't have to wait forever to watch the new season.
Well, this is kind of anecdotal, but it shows you that this show that basically exists on a streaming platform is kind of starting to branch out. So Daredevil is a character that I had never seen on a t-shirt in a department store. But I was at a department store this weekend, Macy's to be specific, and they had a Daredevil t-shirt.
Is it red?
It's red.
I bought it last week whenever I went clothes shopping.
I almost bought it this week too, but I was just getting so sick and tired of being in the mall. Nothing was gonna make me stand in line to buy anything. But I was just really shocked. I was like, "Wow, a Daredevil shirt!" Like, I don't even think they were selling Daredevil merchandise when the Ben Affleck movie came out. So I was like, Daredevil's kind of creeping into the mainstream through a streaming platform. So that's really awesome.
Honestly, that's still hilarious. Like that, we bought the same shirt because I bought Macy's here had 3 Marvel shirts, and I bought them all because they were the right size. The cloth felt good here and there, but yeah, and that's great that they're doing that, and it's not anything from the TV show. It's just from the comics.
Yeah, it's just a comic book. But that's pretty cool. That like basically a big corporation like Macy's can be like, oh yeah, let's buy some of these Daredevil shirts and sell them in our stores because Daredevil's a big deal now and people want them on a shirt.
Yeah, that's awesome. And here's the fun fact about Daredevil production. It started filming in July of last year because I know one of the stand-ins for the Daredevil character, and they started filming in July of last year. So like they're turning these movies or these TV shows around really quick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which kind of gives me hope. We'll see Luke Cage in the summer, and then maybe Iron Fist by fall.
Jeez, like three shows in 1 year. That would be insane.
And add Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter. We've got ourselves a Marvel year to go around.
There's not enough time in the day, man. Oh.
But the beauty of this is maybe Defenders next year.
Oh man, don't even get me excited.
and here's the thing: I want to kind of set expectations. March 18th is C2E2 for me. I will be in Chicago at a convention when this releases.
Oh man,
I will be with Brian of Comic UI. We will be together. We might watch the first episode together, but we're not going to be able to crank through these that weekend.
Yeah, well, we'll do the same thing we did with Jessica Jones. We'll try to give an initial impression the weekend it comes out, kind of what we've watched, and then we'll do a spoiler cast a week after. Give people time, because it sounds like you and I are both going to need time.
Yeah, I think the next week will be a spoiler cast for both Batman and Daredevil.
Oh man,
on top of
that's gonna be a big week.
We're gonna need a lot of power supplies for ourselves to get through this. But yeah, so Daredevil, that's the big news for me. I'm excited for season 2. Really excited to see the Punisher and Elektra come out.
And that's the power of 2016. We told you, everybody. 2016 it's gonna be a huge year.
Yeah, no slowing it down. So let's talk a little bit. Let's switch some gears. The second Marvel movie of this year is Doctor Strange. It's in November.
Yeah, it's cranking out because it looks like we're starting to get some images.
Yes. So we got a concept art image that kind of landed showing the Sanctum Sanctorum. This is official Marvel, concept art, which is really cool. It's got the glass structure with the the master. I don't know what his symbol's called off the top of my head, but his like little look at hashtag looking symbol. And then kind of back to the left, it shows like more of I guess his like mystical artifact thing. This is Tony Stark's armor base, like where he keeps all his armors. If that's what it looks like, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of it's his little home. It's his little home.
Yeah, where he keeps all those fun toys. And what's really cool is not the next day. Everything was the same day. Is the president of Marvel Studios, Louis D'Esposito, released the official image of what this Doctor Strange hashtag window looks like in real life.
Yeah, it's actually built. It looks pretty cool.
I'm really impressed with how intricate it is. Like those little spokes coming from the middle. You can see New York in the background there. I'm really impressed with the aesthetics of this movie thus far, and we've not really seen a whole lot. So it makes me even more excited for when that trailer probably drops right after Civil War.
Oh, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, tease us, please, for the love of God, tease us with Doctor Strange. And lastly, the movie, per Kevin Feige, will show the Dark Dimension, which is kind of known for. I think it was Steve Ditko did all the art back then.
Yeah, this little image that you have in our notes here, it kind of looks like it should be on a Trapper Keeper.
Yeah, so it's a lot of vibrant colors. And he's known, I think, it might be Steve Ditko, it might be Jack Kirby. I don't know. There's little dots. I believe they're Kirby dots, maybe that he uses for colors and stars. And it's just really psychedelic. This is kind of I googled the Dark Dimension. And this is the best, I think, example of showing how trippy this movie could be. Yeah. Really, really quickly. And I watched Ant-Man again this week, and I finally saw, like, the shadow of the person.
Oh, yeah.
I think, in the microverse. So I felt like that was kind of A big yippee for me on that one.
Yeah, but I think the takeaway from this is that we got outer space, we got other dimensions. There's just so much out there, and it would be terrifying to be a normal human being in this world because you basically just have to cross your fingers that a hero's going to come and save your ass.
Yeah, my big thing is just don't go to New York.
Yeah.
Like, that's where everything happens in these Marvel movies.
Or don't go to that small town where Iron Man crash landed with his
Tennessee.
suit. Yeah, don't go to Tennessee. Just go to Iowa or something. I don't know.
Yeah, why no superhero goes to Wyoming? Like, that's cool.
There you go. Just hang out there. You'll be safe.
I got no transitions. Captain America Civil War. I'll admit it. I'll admit when I got nothing.
Okay.
So Captain America Civil War. A lot of news about this one.
Someone's been talking. Tell me what's going on.
So Kevin Feige, I think it's the Russos have actually. There was a panel this week, and there was like interviews going on, and a lot of information came out of these interviews. So one of the big things is that they will actually show Wakanda in the movie. Not really much of a surprise there, but I mean they're setting it up for the Black Panther movie. I think we're gonna see a lot of Wakanda. I think we'll see some Spider-Man, like kind of where he lives and like what's going on with that. And then I think there was the third character. Oh, the Vision. They said the Vision's gonna have a strong arc in this movie as well.
Yeah, and they've been saying a lot. I don't know if this is just directors talking up their movie or what the deal is, but they said something pretty big, and I don't know exactly who said it, but they said that this is gonna be like their Empire Strikes Back.
Well, I think that's out. I think it's out of context because what I read is for Avengers: Infinity War that they watched the Empire Strike Back like 7 times in the theater when they were young. Okay. And they understand science fiction and like how this has been so grounded and real. Like this is not how Infinity War will be. It's not going to be grounded and real. They can handle the sci-fi epics. Okay. That Infinity War kind of needs to be.
Either way, when you start throwing around Empire, you're starting to raise expectations.
You're toying with Mike's emotions. Don't do that.
I guess it's good to know because I want my Captain America Civil War movie. I want it to be grounded. I like that idea. But that's true. We kind of got to go really out there when Infinity War comes. We still got to get Captain Marvel out there somehow.
Yeah, Captain Marvel plays in between the Infinity War movies, so I think she'll be okay. But what's interesting about Civil War is everyone keeps asking this question because of the comic book series, and you've read the Civil War comic book series, correct?
Yes, I have.
At the end, spoiler alert, but this is over 10 years old now. Captain America is shot. And it goes into the next story arc, the death of Captain America. People keep asking, will they kill Captain America in this Civil War, or will they not? It's a speculation. I mean, this is something that they keep asking. They won't answer it directly. I don't know what to think. What do you think? Do you think they should kill Captain America? I mean,
my long-running theory has been that Captain America will die in Infinity War Part 2. Maybe possibly at the end of Infinity War Part 1, depending if they kind of want that cliffhanger there. But it's hard to say. When I came up with this theory, it's when Chris Evans was talking about, like, how he didn't want to keep being Captain America. It was kind of dragging on him. He wanted to do other stuff. He wanted to direct, blah, blah, blah. But then he's kind of come out and said, he didn't really know what he was talking about. He should be really happy with the job he has, basically what he said. And then I started to really think about it. It's Sebastian Shaw that's who's playing Bucky, right?
Correct.
I mean, maybe we'll see another side to him in Civil War, but I just can't imagine him taking up the helm. And like, who knows? Maybe they don't need to replace the helm of Captain America in the next coming phases. Maybe Captain America can just be gone. I don't know. But I can say this without a doubt. I think Infinity War needs to have a big gigantic moment in it, like a big loss. I mean, obviously they can't just blow up the earth. That's not going to happen, but they need like a significant death of a character to really just bring in some idea of loss, idea of that we can lose these heroes coming into the next phases. But I can say pretty safely that I don't think they would kill him in his own movie in Civil War. I just can't imagine that happening. I could see him maybe getting shot and out of commission, and then maybe he has to go through a recovery road somehow, and then he springs back into action, maybe Infinity War Part 2. I could kind of see that. That would be kind of cool, but I can't imagine him dying in Civil War.
Yeah, so a lot of like the comics kind of have precedence here. Captain America has not always been Steve Rogers has not always been Captain America. Bucky took up the mantle for a while. Right now, currently, Sam Wilson, the Falcon, is Captain America in the comic
Very
books.
true. Very true.
Both characters very prominent in the Captain America movies. I don't think either of those actors can carry a movie by themselves. If they had to go forward as Captain America, they could not do it.
Yeah,
I think Chris Evans is the epitome of Steve Rogers' Captain America.
And I think that's just kind of one of the hard things where you just can't always translate something from a comic to a screen. You know, in a comic, you know, the character gets their personality from so many different aspects, the way he's written, the way he's drawn, you know, and that jumps around all the time in comics. You know, who's writing the character, who's drawing the character. They can go through so many different feelings and vibes just in a span of like 1 year or 5 issues. So when we know all in our heart of hearts that Chris Evans is an amazing Captain America, it's really hard to picture someone else on screen taking over the helm, which makes me think that when they kill him off, there will be no more Captain America. And if they decide to bring a Captain America back, it'll be a while. It'll be a couple phases, and it'll be a big deal when they do it. But yeah, I just can't imagine anyone else being him except for Chris Evans.
I don't think Captain America will die in these. I think Chris Evans is young enough or young looking enough to carry on after Phase 3. The same with Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Robert Downey Jr. is getting up there in age. I don't think he'll always like losing Tony Stark. The beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, his death capping off the end of this Phase 3 that kind of started in the first movie, would be probably the death I put my money on. Because if Steve Rogers does die, he'll have to come back somehow. Chris Evans, they'll bring him back. If they come at the end of this movie, he'll be back for Infinity War because his contract says so, and B, like, he'll rally everybody together.
Yeah, I mean, does. But that's one reason why I don't want the movie universe to go full comic book. I don't want this craziness of characters dying and then coming back, because then we never really know if anything's concrete.
the thing is, if the Infinity Gauntlet wasn't in play, I would say he's dead for good. Because the Infinity Gauntlet, can affect life and death. So I think if he does die in this one, they will use some form of the Gauntlet to bring him back.
Yeah, or Captain America sacrifices himself to bring somebody else back.
So one of these things is going to happen. We just don't know which one.
Exactly.
But yes, Civil War is coming up. We have 4 months to go. I'm ready. Give it to us.
But there's a big thing. There's a big elephant in the room. There's something you're kind of leaving out about Civil War that we've heard some news about.
You lay it on me. What is this elephant? I apparently am. It's too close to me. I'm farsighted. What am I missing?
It's Spider-Man, man.
Oh my God, Spider-Man! Yes, Spider-Man is going to be in Civil War. We know this. You and I both saw the same thing at the same time. January 19th. There's some sort of jacket that's being revealed.
Yeah,
merchandise that tells us kind of what he looks like, I think.
Yeah, so this is kind of a weird thing to be talking about, but so basically I didn't get the name of the company. I don't know if it's like an official Marvel like hoodie or if it's just a company that. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like a company that had the license or what.
Yeah, they have the license, but they have to reveal their merchandise in like it's like a disclosure window. Like they can't show stuff before a certain date.
But we might be a little split on exactly what's going to happen at this date. But basically what's happening is there's hoodies, official hoodies and merchandise coming out for Civil War. And, they like to make hoodies that match what the characters are going to look like. So there's a Captain America hoodie coming out kind of matching the Captain America outfit that we've seen. It's been revealed and everything. So there's a absence of a Spider-Man hoodie. And basically this website, manufacturer, whatever, says you're going to have to wait until the 19th until we can reveal the Spider-Man hoodie. So you think that they're just going to release the Spider-Man hoodie and that's all the fanfare's about?
I do. I don't think. I honestly don't know. We talked about this. I can't get behind a trailer releasing on that day. But I could be very wrong. Maybe the trailer comes this week, and then the hoodie's the week after, and we just don't see it coming.
Yeah, I just cannot imagine that the first reveal we get of Spider-Man would be from a hoodie when Marvel finally gets a hold of Spider-Man and they're releasing a brand new version of this character that we all love. I think there's going to be something official released. Either maybe it's going to be a series of character posters, since we've kind of seen that big overarching character poster of all those guys fighting each other. I could see maybe individual posters coming out, and then that's how we get the very first look of Spider-Man, and then we can see the hoodie. I don't know about the trailer. I feel like I've been kind of bad at predicting trailers recently. Like, I don't really know when exactly they need them and when they need to put them out. But the movie is coming up soon. But the only reason I feel like there can't be another trailer is because I felt like we just had one, preparing for Star Wars. But then I think back, well, that was in November. That was like 2 holidays ago. It's a brand new year. Like Star Wars has just kind of washed all that out. We've kind of forgotten about all that stuff. So maybe it could be a new trailer. Who knows? But if that's a new trailer, that means we're going to see Spider-Man in that new trailer. And then I don't know, what comes first? It's kind of like the chicken or the egg. Do we get Spider-Man in a trailer first, or do we get Spider-Man in a character poster first? I do not think we get him first in like a nostalgic, like, little pop culture hoodie.
Well, if it is, I don't think we're going to see this. Merchandise is so bad because it's it's an homage to the actual costume.
Yeah.
And if they show us a Spider-Man thing, it's just going to be like whetting your appetite more than actually than what it is. Like, we'll still have to wait.
Yeah, but at
the same time, we have the Super Bowl in 1 month from today.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like maybe they would want to use that trailer there. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation, basically, but I don't think we're going to get our brand new first look at Spider-Man through a hoodie. Also, because they said that this costume is supposed to be a little different. It's supposed to look a little different. It's supposed to feel a little different. It'll possibly evolve through the future movies, but it seems like this new costume might be a little bit more ragtag since Spider-Man's kind of been on his own. So basically,
we're in a weird window here where it's like,
yeah.
Do they save a trailer for the Super Bowl, which they did not show any trailers to the Super Bowl last year, or do they go ahead and release it this week and give us the merchandise window then? We don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Yeah, basically
there's great news.
There's a good chance, since the next episode we'll be recording will be on the 17th. Who knows? Maybe we'll be talking about this next episode. Maybe
January 19th is Agent Carter return date. Do you think they'll throw the trailer in with that?
Oh, that actually. Well, I don't know why we didn't think about that. This is crazy. This is exciting. It's always fun to try to think about how Marvel studio execs are going to put this together. But that'd be an awesome kind of premiere for Agent Carter. I mean, Agent Carter is getting a bigger season. It's coming back soon. They want it to do well. I mean, it's a great show, but they want more numbers. So what a better way than showing us Spider-Man in front of it?
Well, it's a 2-hour premiere. How do you get people to stay through the second hour? Promise them a trailer.
Spidey.
Yep, our first trailer, and then the 19th will probably be like, as soon as the trailer hits, all the merchandise will reveal. Mm-hmm. So, I think we hit our money there. I think we found our agreement on that.
We got there. We just had to talk through it,
Yeah, it's much easier that way.
It's a good thing I'm medicated. I don't think I'd be able to follow that train of thought that long.
No. So let's jump to another movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm excited for this.
Volume 2. What's going on there?
They're going to shoot the movie with Red. It's a camera company. Weapon 8K cameras. They're filming the movie in entirely 8K.
That's huge.
It is, and the reason kind of behind this, like, James Gunn wrote a big post on this, like why does he want to go pure digital and not use film? Mm-hmm. Because he wants to kind of like usher in, like he likes to control the film, and having an 8K lets you control every pixel on the screen. Mm-hmm. And it also kind of ushers the movie kids are watching now are going to be purely digital. They're not going to know what film looks like. Mm-hmm. And plus, film only holds, I think, 11 minutes to 12 minutes at cartridge. And James Gunn does long takes, like sometimes 25, 30 minutes of like going and going. So there's a lot of reasons why he chose it, but we're going to get a movie shot in 8K on these Weapon 8K.
I'm pretty sure I brought this up before, but there's a great documentary out there, and I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix now, called Side by Side. It's actually produced by Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really great. It goes basically showing you the difference between digital projection and film projection. And I really like the angle that the documentary came at, because you think it's going to be heavily weighted one way, but basically it just kind of comes down to to. So there's some directors out there that just want to hold on to their film. They think it's better. Some people are just like, oh, each has its own use. But I like that James Gunn is just like, screw it, we're gonna go full 8K. We're doubling down on this digital, which is a good call.
Yeah, totally behind that. That's awesome. One of our latest bits of news is from Suicide Squad today.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen this.
Yes, a new image of the Suicide Squad was released today.
Look at this.
So, judging by this picture, it looks like they're like locked up in a room, like an office space somewhere. And it looks like the squad has been through some shit.
Yeah, a little bit.
They're a little rough. We get Harley Quinn with her baseball bat looking crazy as ever. Killer Croc, Katana, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and I forget the guy in the middle. I can't think of his name. But either way, Rick Flag. Rick Flag's his name. But Captain Boomerang looks like he's been beat up a little bit in the face. And they're kind of like maybe getting surrounded or facing off against something.
Yeah, there's bullet holes all over the place. There's debris. There's stuff on the ground.
They're missing a couple members at this point.
Yeah, it looks like a still from the movie, basically. So this is kind of cool.
This is a movie still.
I kind of like the vibe I'm getting from this image. I can't really explain it too much, but I like the vibe.
Yeah, so I mean, it shows like a group of criminals like trying to do something good in their desperate act, like trying to protect the one guy who's like human. And I'm really like, the more we get closer to it, the more I'm excited for this one. But I think we got to get through over all these 20 other hurdles before we get to full Suicide Squad's hype.
We're supposed to get that trailer soon. That could be the hype there. I think that next trailer is going to be something really different from what we saw first time around. Yeah,
and supposedly that'll be the week Civil War trailer drops. So imagine us. We're going to be like kids in a candy store.
Oh, man. It's almost like this podcast is necessary.
It is. It's also the same week The Flash returns for the second half of season 2.
Did you organize this in a way so you had an awesome segue?
Oh, I worked really hard on these segues. If you look, there's a trend here. I worked really hard.
All right.
So the King Shark is to return in The Flash.
Yeah, man. He was an awesome computer-generated asset. So much so it shocked me.
Totally out of nowhere.
Yeah, and like it looked amazing. Like, I'm surprised TV CW budget had it in them to put it out there. But then like a couple episodes later, we got another Grodd episode that looked great. Like, I don't know if they're just getting a good deal at their computer effects warehouse or what's going on, but The Flash has been looking great this season.
Yeah, King Shark's going to return, and Diggle from Arrow is going to cross over for this episode.
Ooh, cool.
To help him take down King Shark. So maybe King Shark in Earth 2 is actually, Diggle.
Maybe.
I don't know. Big theory, I talked about this yesterday, is that Earth 2 in the Flash universe is actually, quote-unquote, Earth 3 in the comics, where all the heroes are villains and vice versa.
Oh, that'd be confusing.
Because all the heroes, or all the people that come across from Earth 2 are villainous versions of their actual Earth 1 selves.
Yeah, that's been kind of true, and I've been trying to, because they have Professor Zoom basically in this season, and they've covered his face, and it's obvious that he's I feel like he's somebody we've seen in the show already, since he's coming from another universe. So it's not just, he's not, basically what I'm saying is he's not going to take off the mask, and it's not going to be an unfamiliar face that we just have never seen before. It's going to be someone that we know and we're familiar with. So I'm just trying to figure out who that's going to be. So it could kind of make sense if it was a hero.
Yeah, or Barry himself.
Ooh, didn't think about that.
That'd be deep. But then another fun fact you added, and I was actually going to write this, as I saw you already put in there, is Kevin Smith is going to direct an episode of The Flash that airs this May.
Ooh, I'm so excited when I saw this. I think this is going to be a really fun episode. Kevin Smith, whether you like his movies or not, he just has his own creative flair that's really unique and I really love. And he is a huge nerd. He has a podcast called Fat Man on Batman where he talks all about the DC universe, especially Batman. So he is definitely the man for this job.
He's done something we're going to talk about later, Screen Junkies. He has his own show on that where he opens up stuff with his Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Or his Jay sidekick.
Jay to his Silent Bob. But yeah, I'm super excited to see this. I almost wish it was more permanent. Like, I feel like I'm already going to love this episode so much. I hope he comes back for season 3. It's just a great pairing, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. I think it'll be great.
And also, it looks like the episode airs in May, and May's usually around the season finale. So I think he's going to be directing something pretty important, something with some meat to it that leads up to our season finale.
Yeah, hopefully it's another one with Mark Hamill. Just really give us everything we wanted. But The Flash also returns the same week as Legends of Tomorrow premieres.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm starting to see posters put up and some billboards of the show out here in LA.
Legend of Tomorrow, I think, is their most expensive show the CW's ever done. They're time traveling, Guardian of the Galaxy, essentially, is what they are. And the news for this week is that I think her name is Jewel State from Firefly. I don't know her character's name in Firefly off the top of my head.
She was the mechanic.
Yes, she's joining as like a techie character in the show. Maybe she works like on like the time traveling stuff or like gear for the crew as the legends as they go to tomorrow in the future and whatever they go. But that's a big thing that launches on I think the 21st. Really excited for Legends of Tomorrow. Like
whoever would have thought we would get so much just awesome superhero nerd stuff at just the very beginning of the year. I mean, we got January and February just chocked full of awesomeness, and then who knows, what you consider March in what section or portion of the year. But even then, Batman, Superman, Daredevil, it just doesn't stop. The train doesn't stop.
Yeah. We kick off in January and it doesn't end until probably like 2030.
Yeah.
But Legend of Tomorrow is something I'm thrilled to see. I want to see what they do. I kind of want to see how long it runs for, and see kind of what their plan is with that.
Yeah, but you know what's not going to be running anymore?
Is it the Teen Titans?
It's the Teen Titans, unfortunately.
And technically, I guess it's called Titans.
Yeah.
The quote unquote the Teen Titans, but it's Titans, and it was a show that we talked about being in production at TNT. TNT has decided not to move forward with the show Titans that would feature the kind of essentially the Teen Titans.
Yeah, I wonder what happened over there.
They said the year is oversaturation of the superhero market on TV, which means that they probably couldn't compete against anybody else.
Well, I mean, I don't have cable. I don't have cable, but I feel like a lot of people are like, "What channel is TNT even on?"
That's true. I don't know how I'd watch it, but I also expect that DC, since they're moving forward with their cinematic universe, are starting to leverage what characters can and can't be on TV.
Yeah,
they're probably pushing some weight down on that.
Yeah, it's probably really confusing for TNT. Like, do we live in this kind of CW universe? Do we split off and make our own universe? Because it would be kind of weird. I mean, we already kind of have 3 DC running universes right now. That's really confusing. We got the movie universe. We got this Supergirl universe that we really don't know where it's landed quite yet. And then we got the successful CW universe. So were they going to be creating a 4th one? What's going to be going on,
Yeah, and I mean, especially since they said they focus on like Nightwing and Cyborg as part of the Titans, and he's getting his own movie later. I just think, honestly, I think that would be the confusion more so than saturation. Like, where does the DC things all end and where do they begin?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm kind of glad they're not going forward with it. I'm sorry we lost it, but it's just such is life, and we must move on.
Yeah, I feel like also just TNT couldn't really have brought the audience that it deserved. I feel like it wouldn't have lived very long.
Yeah, TNT doesn't strike me. I don't think quality shows when I think TNT.
I can't really think anything. The only thing I really know TNT ever has is usually like basketball games.
Yeah, maybe. I think, does it do like a bunch of reruns of like, Family Guy, or is that TBS?
I don't even know.
TNT is owned by TBS. That's why I'm getting confused.
It's okay. It doesn't matter because we don't have to watch it now because we're not going to be getting any shows on it like Teen Titans or
Thank
Titans.
God. But instead, something else lives on in Powerless, a TV show based in the DC universe ordered by NBC.
DC? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I feel like we've talked about this before, but now I thought we were talking about Marvel. I'm kind of confused.
Okay, so we've talked about Wrecking Crew.
That's okay. That's what I'm getting confused with. Wrecking Crew.
Wrecking Crew is a company that cleans up after like all the Marvel heroes go through and tear stuff up. Mm-hmm. Powerless is essentially the office of normal people set in like a superhero-filled world.
Okay.
As we have learned, like this is set in the DC universe, Powerless. As we've learned from office-type comedies, aka the Muppets, they don't really work very well.
So, is this kind of your mid-season Muppet review? Like, I don't think I've heard you talk about the Muppets in a while.
I was gonna let it come out because they kicked off the showrunner for after the 10th season. They have 10th episode. They have 6 more episodes left. They've retooled the entire Muppet show because they were like, this is like it was funny, but it wasn't funny. Like it just didn't feel right. It felt
Just
like
wasn't working.
It was forcing itself like to be something that wasn't. And I'm like, okay, I can get behind like maybe 45% of the show, but I couldn't give it that half. So hopefully these last 6 episodes with the new showrunner really pushes it to a different level that feels more natural. And I that's kind of where it has me worried on Powerless is that, you know, what superheroes are they going to show? Like what kind of like how do they interact with the superheroes?
Yeah.
I guess there's a lot of questions in the air that I don't know, and I guess I shouldn't be worried. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, how does pure comedy kind of fit into the universe? That's kind of what I think, you know, because right now the DC universe is relatively dark compared to Marvel, where Marvel has that kind of nice, cheeky humor to it. So that's why when I think Wrecking Crew, that cleanup type of show, kind of makes a little bit more sense to me because we've seen a lot more humor in that universe. You know, not really so much with DC so far. So, I don't know. And this would kind of be the first time that we're getting a connection to the DC movie universe with the show, and they're going to start off with a comedy. You know, how does that work?
Well, they didn't say it's connected to the DC cinematic universe. That they just use DC characters.
Oh, okay. So now I'm even more confused. So this kind of goes back into the Teen Titans of like, how do we organize all these universes?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't even think this is based on a book. As far as I know,
but this is a series order. That's like a big deal.
Well, no, it was just a pilot.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So it's kind of like it's one of 4 comedy pilots ordered by NBC. And the pilot's going to be written by Ben Queen, who did the NBC show A to Z, and directed by someone from Reno 911, like a veteran of Reno 911.
Oh, so well, that could help it.
Yeah, so I think. I mean, that's going to be interesting. I just don't know.
It's confusing. It's confusing, so it's hard to create an opinion.
Yeah, it sets in it's DC, but it's not DC that we know of. Like, yeah. Either way, Powerless, great, cool. Another show's ordered. We'll see how it works. Which brings us to something that I watched today for the first time, and we've talked about this: Agents of Field.
Yes, I think this is going to need a little explanation because it's a very small network, small group of people that might even be aware of it.
Yes, so we are huge fans of Screen Junkies. Honestly, like I'm a subscriber. I paid like whatever to be one of their Screen Junkie Plus members. You're a Plus member as well under like the free trial.
Yeah, and just to be a little bit more specific, Screen Junkies is a YouTube channel, and they're the ones that make all the Honest trailers. So they've been branching out recently, and they make a really cool like YouTube podcast called Movie Fights. They have some other stuff. They have like a show where Kevin Smith and Jay Muse open up toys, and it's all on their premium streaming service called Screen Junkies Plus. What is it, like $5 a month? If I remember right.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, when they announced this late last year, they announced it around all these new shows, and one scripted show, which was Interns of FIELD.
Yes, Interns of FIELD is essentially Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but if like they were the interns of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, and it's like all parody, so you're not getting any sort of like officially licensed characters in this.
Yes, it's purely scripted by Screen Junkies. None of the people from Screen Junkies appeared in the trailer. But it is called Interns of FIELD, and it's like, hey, interns, clean up that dead superhero.
Yeah,
kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, clean up this mess. It has what's his name? He was Rico in not Stormtroopers and why can't I think of the name of this movie? Starship
Troopers.
I was getting all that mixed up. Starship Troopers, Johnny Rico. can't think of his name off the top of my head. My wife has actually met him a couple times at her movie studio, so she would be screaming his name in my face right now if she was in this room. But anyway, he's kind of like one of their bigger celebrity pulls into it. But basically, they came out with a trailer today, and if you sign up for their free trial or you already have a subscription to their service, you can go watch the first episode. I haven't had a chance to see the first episode. Have you?
I've not. I just saw the trailer. I did not know. The actor you're thinking of, Casper Van Dien.
That's it. That's where it is.
I didn't know he was in it. However, I did see Jamie Kennedy in it, and Jonathan Lipnicki. I can't think of what he was in off the top of my head.
He was in Jerry Maguire, I believe.
Yeah, he's a kid from Jerry Maguire. Yeah. So it's got big name people in it. It just, I don't know. We'll have to watch it and kind of report back to you. But the trailer's live.
Yeah, the trailer's not being received well from what I'm seeing online. People are saying it's cringeworthy. I don't know if I would agree with them cringeworthy, but I do think it's kind of funny. A whole like company, a whole YouTube channel that is famous for making trailers that they kind of maybe could have gave this trailer another pass through. I feel like it's not quite selling it very well, but I'm reserving my judgments until I get around to seeing it. But I'm going in with low expectations because, I mean, this basically is just kind of a really nice web series. So it's not like you should be expecting like some sort of a craziness on par with like, ABC.
From the effects look good in the trailer, but this is going to be very tongue-in-cheek. Like they know this isn't serious. They know this is going to be parody essentially every superhero trope out there. And these guys, they know superhero tropes. They talk about it all the time. So I'm excited to kind of see what's going on with that.
I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best, but we'll give the first episode a watch. But I have a feeling it might end up being a little bit like Powers, where it's something we watch and report back, and we just don't have the time to watch it.
Yeah. Hopefully it's short, maybe 10-minute episodes.
Yeah. Runtime I haven't checked, but we want to let you guys know about every little thing that's going on in the superhero universe.
That's right, including things that are comic books just becoming movies. The comic series Superior, written by Mark Millar, has screenwriters hired with Brandon and Philip Murphy from Transference, the film. Okay. I don't know what that was.
So I understood some of those things that you said. I got the word screenwriters. I got the word hired. No idea what Superior is. I don't know who Brandon or Philip Murphy are, and I don't know what Transference is.
Okay, so Superior, Mark Millar, he wrote Civil War, the comic series. He's known for all sorts of stuff. And he has his own, he's called the Millerverse. He wrote Kingsman also.
Okay, gotcha.
A lot of his stuff has been, licensed to become movies, and this is the first big one. Superior is essentially a 12-year-old boy who has multiple sclerosis and gets powers bestowed upon him to become like Superman.
Oh, okay.
And it was just 7 issues. It was from 2010 to 2012, 7 issues, not a lot. So they're making this into a movie, and this is kind of like part of the superhero trickle down, things that aren't Marvel or DC are now getting movies as well.
Gotcha. Well, I loved the Kingsman, so I don't know how much of him is going to be in this movie, just like I don't know how much of him was in the Kingsman, but I think that's cool. I'm glad this guy's work is getting some recognition, but I've never read it, but that's cool news.
Yep, and it's got screenwriters. I don't know nothing about Transference, the movie. I don't know Brandon or Philip Murphy, so the hell with it. We'll talk about something you love, TMNT. 2 Out of the Shadows.
I'm excited. That trailer's so much fun. I don't care if people are knocking it. I'm excited.
Big news. Krang is confirmed for the movie.
Oh, man, that's huge. Krang's so cool. I wonder how they're going to show him. Is he going to be in a robot body? Is he going to look like a brain? How brainy is he going to be? They've been kind of doing their own thing with these movies, designing characters a little uniquely, so we'll have to see how Krang ends up looking.
Definitely. I think that explains the portal and spaceships at the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah.
It's a little better, so I'm okay with that. It's from the sounds of it, they're gonna do everything they can turtle-wise in this movie. If they're doing Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady.
This is blowing up now. It's all about the turtles.
Yeah. And you want to know who confirmed this?
Who?
Michael Bay.
Oh, Michael Bay, you crazy man! What are you up to?
Who is going to be directing Transformers 5. After he's like, no, I went out after 3, he did 4, and after he's like, I went out after 4, he's doing 5.
So
Really?
has he directed every Transformers now?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
He's directed Transformers, all the Transformers then as well, not just now. But yeah, he says he's going to be doing 5. That's where he talked about this. I don't care. I hope, again, maybe the 5th movie will turn the franchise around again. But with Michael Bay coming back, I don't know how much of that we're going to...
My number one request is just cut that runtime, man. I could have some fun in your movies if I'm not stuck in there for like 2.5 to 3 hours. A Transformers movie can be an hour and 45 minutes. Just get me in and out. Just let me see your explosions. Let me make my ticket worth the cost with some something glowing and hot explosions. Oh, that got a little descriptive there.
Easy there. As we know, Mike has to pee during movies, so just let's let him get him in there in between his pee breaks.
I think my medicine's just starting to wear down a little bit, or something's kicking in. I don't know, but
you are losing it. We got 3 more things. Let's get through this.
Michael Bay is it's too much for me to handle right now.
The only person I think who would direct Transformers movies better than Michael Bay is M. Night Shyamalan. I can't take you seriously. You should. Who is reviving the Tales from the Crypt TV series for TNT?
Oh, so TNT's getting back into the game a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. If they say we're not doing something DC related, but let's bring this M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong guy in here and see how that works out.
I heard The Visit was kind of decent, you know. M. Night Shyamalan, he knows his scary and he knows his horror pretty well. You know, just keep him away from things like my favorite cartoon of all time, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I think we'll be okay. I don't really have any precious memories of Tales of the Crypt, but you know, if he wants to revive it, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the only he even did a good superhero film with Unbreakable.
Yeah, that's true. People really like Unbreakable.
I think he just kind of had too much freedom and not enough box, to keep him focused in the middle range. But yeah, that's fun. Now, you mentioned your favorite cartoons. Did you ever watch Voltron as a child?
I've seen a little bit of Voltron. Nothing huge. I don't really remember too much of it, but I've seen a little. Okay,
well, I don't really care. It's not my thing. I don't go out and reach it. But the new series is going to Netflix for Voltron, a new cartoon series.
All right. And I always like when new cartoons pop up in the world.
And another series, and this is another part of a Netflix deal, is that a series called Trollhunters is going to Netflix as well. But this is from Guillermo del Toro, doing this series called Trollhunters, not related to the film Troll Hunter, which I thought was kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, that's the one that's also on Netflix, right? That kind of like foreign film.
Yeah, it's like Swedish, and they're actually hunting trolls. Yeah,
that's been on my instant queue for probably 2 years. I've been meaning to get around to it, but it always pops up. People seem to really like it. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I'm guessing this is kind of the pro of being an online streaming service. Netflix can probably look at their numbers and go, "Holy crap, this Troll Hunter movie is doing really, really well. People really are watching it, and they're rating it well. They're staying through the whole thing. Let's make a series around trolls. They seem to be a big deal." And then who knows if Del Toro is going to stay attached to it. He's notorious for picking up and dropping projects left and right.
Well, the thing is, the Troll Hunters is a book written by Del Toro. He's like one of the big names written on it.
Okay.
And it takes place in San Bernardino, California. So you may have a little connection to it.
Yeah, and this reminds me a little bit of The Strain then. I don't know if The Strain, how that second season went, but I never made it through the first one, so...
Yeah, but so Troll Hunters, kids are disappearing and townspeople don't believe in rumors of trolls, so someone goes troll hunting, I guess. Oh. I don't know. It just Netflix things. Del Toro, maybe he'll make a movie eventually. We'll have to see.
Yeah, hashtag Netflix things.
Hashtag fuck Hulu Plus. Have you been using your Hulu Plus, by the way?
We've been using it. It doesn't perform super well in browser. We've noticed some kind of hiccups with lots of buffering, but I think it's just browser related. Like we've been watching it through the Chromecast, and it's been going just fine.
I'm gonna stop you right there because last night I was trying to watch it at my friend's house on Hulu Plus. Xbox can't handle it either. Like it buffers every ad. Like it's frustrating beyond
Well,
belief.
you got to go premium, then you won't have to load those stupid ads.
I didn't pay for it to begin with, so I just dealing with what I got, man. But I think Hulu Plus I don't think delivers as well as Netflix does. You're right, but
I don't like their UI as much, but they got tons of cartoons. I've been watching lots of cartoons. We've been going back and watching some Hey Arnold. I've been watching Steven Universe, which is awesome. There's some other stuff up there that I gotta watch.
They got your Brooklyn Nine-Nine show you like so much.
Yeah, we've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's worth the money. Just hopefully you can stream it without any hiccups.
Yeah, cross fingers on that one. So if they want to follow you and your well-being, or maybe see what you're watching on Hulu Plus, where can they find you, Mike?
We made it to the end of the show. I survived. My throat is intact. I didn't even need to drink all my water, but this is a pretty large glass. But if you want to see me recover, you can follow me at Mike Royer Design on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, you can read my webcomics at pickledcomics.com. Chris, where can they follow you? You got stuff going on. They want to know if you can survive the winter blizzard and the temperatures that's going on over there. How are we going to know if you're going to make it to next Sunday?
Well, if you want to know my well-being, you can follow me on Twitter at Valdan, Valdan, or you can go to comicui.com, and we're on Facebook with that as well. And that's kind of big deal because that's, again, Comic-Con season's coming up. I've got tickets to the Arcade Expo down here, and this is Retro Arcade Expo, so they have every game console from the beginning till now in a row that you can actually play on, even the ones that failed horribly.
That's fun. I like that.
So that's the first weekend of March, so I'm pretty excited for that. But I mean that's what they can get me. So where else can they get us, Mike? If they're big fans of the superhero slate, they probably already know this stuff. But you tell them anyway.
I'm gonna run through this, and then we're out of here. We got some recovery to do. As always, you can visit us at superheroslate.com. That's where we have all of the links to all the places we put the show. We're on iTunes, Google Play soon. I don't know when that's happening. I've been talking about that for a couple weeks, but it's happening soon. We got some awesome videos up on YouTube. Another great place to subscribe, where Chris puts up all of our videos. We're on SoundCloud as always, Stitcher, Tumblr. You can just get us right in your inbox. Subscribe via email. And as always, you can like us on Facebook and Twitter. Those are great resources to follow the show, to see what's up, see what we're doing. And if you're a fan of the show, head on over to iTunes. Leave us a review. It helps us pop up in the search results. People like to go on there, find superhero podcasts. We want to be able to find us easy. And if you're a super fan of the show, share the show with a friend. That's the best way to spread the Superhero Slate gospel. Okay, I'm sick. It's Sunday. I need to get off this microphone. It's been fun, though.
Yes. We will let you go, Mike, and we will see you guys next week. So keep it sleazy.
Okay,
or so we don't need sign off. So we'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.